EducationPlus is a regional public school cooperative. Well, in the St. Louis region, there are 90 municipalities, 63 school districts, who knows how many fire districts. And our organization is one way to bring together at least the school districts. And we do work with private and parochial schools also. So we would like to think that we are kind of a convener and of public school districts, and hope that it helps in the region. Different things we have coordinated are transportation of homeless students, the Riverview Gardens Normandy Transfer Program, the Gateway to Change, which is a program that pairs up diverse and non-diverse schools. We started that after Ferguson happened, and there's now 32 different school districts. We have convened meetings on transgender education, to name a few. I've been in education my entire career, and it's a very satisfying job, and I think it really helps in the region. So I feel very good about being able to do that every day.
Construction Forum St. Louis was started because the founders were frustrated that the same groups of people have been talking about the same things for decades and nothing had changed. So we looked at the areas of inclusion, of workforce, of regionalism, of collaboration in the industry, and wanted to start a place where everybody could participate in the conversation. What makes us unique is that our offerings and everything we do are free to anyone who wants to participate. We've had over 4,000 people attend 12 events in the 2 years we've been around. We're looking right now at doing a regional portal for STEM and career opportunities for kids, because we believe that the future of the industry is under 5 feet tall. The future of the region is under 5 feet tall right now. You need to build a pipeline for these kids so that they know that there's a possibility for them to be in this area. Many of the kids in the area do not have the opportunities socially, economically, to participate in the future of the region, and by bringing other people together with them who have succeeded and who want them to succeed, they get to participate in that, and we get to have a better future for the area.
The Family and Community Partnership's mission is to improve child welfare policy and practice and to prevent child abuse and neglect. The Family and Community Partnership is much less an organization than a network. We have a very small staff, myself, but we have a very large, diverse network that includes people from city government, from the Children's Division, the Department of Mental Health, as well as an array of private providers that work in child welfare and mental health. When you think about trying to improve child welfare policy and practice, there really isn't a silver bullet. There isn't one thing that you do, and once you've done that, you're finished. It's an ongoing process. So we're part of that. We were instrumental in trying to further the idea of team decision-making and the use of family support teams, and we continue to try to stay on top of trends and best practices so people can do the best job that they possibly can. But it's an ongoing process, and we're just never finished.
Catholic Charities here in St. Louis is a federation of 8 agencies with over 1,400 employees. We have a threefold mission to help those in need, especially the poor and the vulnerable, work to improve social conditions for all, and call others in the community to do that and work with us. And so the flood disaster relief collaboration that existed is certainly one example of what happens in this community, where organizations work together. And in this case, it was to help the victims of the flood in the aftermath of the disaster, the destruction that occurred for many of them. There were many agencies, over 60 agencies actually, who came together to work in the multi-agency resource centers, MARCs if you will, that came together to help Certainly many organizations help in the initial aftermath of a disaster, and then there are others who help in the long term, making sure that families and individuals get back on their feet. With this last major flooding at the end of 2015, people in all 11 counties around this region were affected. The last count I heard were over 4,000 people had applied for assistance. When we see people in need, we want to help. We want to help. And so all of these organizations working together rise to the occasion to make a difference for those victims.
Well, this award from such a prestigious and well-respected organization is an amazing honor.
We're recognizing you for regionalism. It was like, okay, we're doing something right here. We're on the right track.
I think the award means a lot to the community in general. That people here know that if they face a disaster of some sort, that there are people who help them.
This is really probably the highlight of certainly the year and maybe the decade for our organization.